In my experience, health comes back to one big thing, and that's really what we're going to talk about today. I'm Dr. Jeff Cumro, and I'm a developmental function neurologist. So I focus on bringing balance into the system. Balanced physical, mental, and emotional health is really where everything else lies. If we can get those things balanced front to back, left to right, top to bottom, and we're able to return to balance, anything we do is going to take us out of balance. But when we're able to return to balance, that's ultimately where health is. So I've been studying health my whole life, and I really got more in depth into it in chiropractic school. So over the last 15 years, I've really dove deep into this. And after I got out of chiropractic school, I got to thinking, and I'm like, you know what, I've been adjusted a lot of times, and I still have autoimmunity. So I knew there was something more out there, and looking around at what it was, I wanted to look at the brain first, but in honesty, it was just such a deep thing to look at. You know, there's so much to learn there. It was a little overwhelming right out of school. So really where I focused my attention first was on the muscular system, really developing that chiropractic philosophy. And the next step, I went to a seminar and I heard Dr. Rob DiMartino speak, and he spoke about, you know, autoimmunity a little bit. And it really made me dive deeply into functional medicine. And I studied that for a long period of time, and I got rid of my autoimmunity. And really what his big thing was, you know, if the immune system is attacking the thyroid, how is working on the thyroid going to fix your immune system? I mean, it's not. That's the answer. So, you know, really, that's what really got me thinking about this. And, you know, after I got done with all of that, you know, like I said, my autoimmunity was gone. But then I had a really big bout with burnout. And I was like, man, like what is going on here? I need to figure this out, and not only for myself, but also for, you know, everybody else, because I'm not the only one that suffers from this. You know, I'm not the only one that's going through this, and it affects a lot more people than realize. So I dove deeply into neurology, and I've studied neurology a lot. I mean, this has been a 10-year journey. Like I said, there is a lot to learn. I'm still learning things every single day as far as neurology goes. But I dove deep into that, and it worked decent for the burnout. It didn't take care of everything for that, but it worked really, really well for a lot of other things. So I had a couple of things here. The functional medicine that worked really, really well for a lot of things, but not everything. The neurology that worked really, really well for a lot of things, but not everything. And I looked at what else it could be, and I'm like, all right, energy management. So mitochondrial function, how your body makes energy. And I dove deeply into that. And that is a very interesting topic. And there are a lot of mitochondrial things that are associated with other disease processes. You know, inflammation and energy production all go together. So we see this dysfunction in pretty much any disease. But again, it really didn't fit everything. And I started studying from Dr. Robert Melillo, and he talked about how, you know, the balance between everything is important. You have to have, you know, he talks about balance between the left and right sides of the brain. And when I started looking at things like that, it's not just the brain that needs to be balanced. It's the entire system that needs to be balanced. When we look at functional medicine, we need to have all different physiology balanced. When we look at the brain, we have to have that balance. When we look at the muscular system, we have to have that balance. When we look at energy production versus inflammation production, we have to have those balanced. Inflammation is a necessary part of our health. It's a signal to the other areas. So for example, it signals the immune system. So if we have improper signals there, it throws everything else off. So it's all of these things that come together. Another example would be the heart. You know, we have to have balance between all the different parts of the heart, right? Because we have the left or the right side of the heart. We have the top and the bottom side of the heart. The top and the bottom don't fire together, but we have to have balance between them, because you have to have the ability to push the amount of blood that the top pushed down to the bottom out into the system. So it's all about balance. That is the biggest thing. And that's really what's changed my outcomes. Do we get 100% effective outcomes? Nobody out there does. And that's why I keep studying. That's why I keep pushing to get better. But the outcomes that we've seen have just, it's gone through the roof on the number of people we're able to help and the ability we have to get them back to functional. There's a big difference between getting somebody out of dysfunction and actually into function. So knocking out pain is a totally different thing than gaining the function back, right? We can get you out of pain without getting function back. What happens if we do that? You go right back into that pain state. So that is the biggest goal, is to really get that function back. So, so looking at this from a different angle, when we get stressed, when we get burnt out, whatever the situation is, it's too much of one thing, right? We're running that same pathway over and over and over again. It's just like a path in the grass. If you walk that same path every single day, you end up with a trail that has no grass in it. If you walk a different path every single day, you don't end up with that. It takes a long time anyway. So when we have that physical, balance, the ability to exercise or do manual labor or, go without sleep for a day and still have the ability to function, that's a good thing. Right? We've got to be able to get back into balance, though. When we have the mental side of things, we have to be able to, process all the things we're doing at work. We have to be able to study. We have to be able to learn. We have to be able to handle all of the different possibilities that are going to lead us to the future that we want. But we've got to be able to get back to balance. When we're looking at the emotional side of it, there are always going to be family issues or issues with friends or issues with the people at work or different things like that are going to cause you a little bit of emotional stress where you just want to, you've got to have some sort of release, right? But we have to have that ability to get back to balance. And when we have that physical, mental, and emotional aspects in balance, that's truly where health lies. So that is the approach that we have. We're really seeking to balance everything out. And if we can get to that state, you win. So if you want to do a test for the brain aspects of this, like how is your brain balanced, there's a free hemispheric checklist in the menu. I've got some new things that we're going to be coming up with here over the next month or so that will be released as well. All of them are totally free. They will all be up in that bio there. Feel free to click on them. Take yourself through them. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let me know in some way, shape, or form that this information is helpful for you, because as young as this channel is, I'm really just trying to figure out exactly what is going to be the most beneficial for you so I can help you get from where you're currently at to where you want to go. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.